Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being part of this live broadcast today. Again, it's always a pleasure to have you all on board. And if you are joining in, make sure that you are following the checklist by liking the video, click the like button. You also share and then drop a comment. Let me know where you are watching from. Let's be able to welcome the early birds that are joining the live broadcast today. And then don't forget to let me know where you're watching from again. My name is Christian Gong, aka Daddy Chris, and I'm your host for today. It is going to be a very interesting program, a lot of surprises. I have Masena backup page, who is already following the page, and also let us know where you are joining us from today. It's a pleasure. We have Helveria. Thank you for being part of the live broadcast. Nguyen joining from Cameroon. Please share the live video. Let's have a good number of following before we bring our guests on board. It's going to be an empowering live show because you are not just joining this program today for joining's sake. It's going to empower your life. It's going to open new doors. It's going to improve on you financially. It's going to bring employment. It's going to add your CV and all that. And I'm so excited, guys, that we are able to have this kind of a broadcast today. We have Immaculate who is joining from Yaoundé. Okay, we have Clotilda. Where are you joining from? Cynthia. Okay, we have a good number of people that are joining in already. And then please make sure that you share. Let me also share the broadcast on my private pages. Keep on sharing, guys. Share. Derek, thanks for joining. Gam Luisa, thanks for being part of the program. Let me also share as you join. Share in as you join. Parvin, how are you doing today? Good evening. Relindis, hello. Thanks for joining. Let me know where you're joining from, please. Drop a comment. Tell us where you're joining from. Make sure that you are sharing. We still have just about 29 people. I want to have like 50 people before we can start. So, hello, Genevieve. Thanks for joining. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I will be going live, of course. We have a good number of following already, so I will just go live and then we'll be sharing as the program unfolds. And today we are having a very important guest on the program. We are going to be having the CEO of JOINIT Solutions. He is a certified Microsoft trainer, database administrator, who is going to be joining me live on the program today. So while guys are still joining in, let me officially bring our guests on board. We have 36 people. Please keep on sharing the program. Keep on sharing, push the sharing button. We have a lot of surprises for you today. Like I did announce at the beginning of my program, our guests for today will be doing giveaway for some of you at the end of this live broadcast. So we don't just talk, but we do it. Okay, let me bring our guests on board. Hello, Mr. Brian. Good evening.
Good evening, Daddy Chris.
Of course, it's a pleasure to have you on board today, and I believe that our followers are so excited to listen to what you are going to say and to see how it's going to empower their life. How is your area today?
Oh no, everything is good. In San Antonio, in the past couple of months, it's been too hot, but now the temperature is really dying down, and we can get back to a normal and welcoming atmosphere. So, doing great.
Of course, that is what everybody's praying for. We are all praying for a good weather. And today we are going to be talking about something very exciting. We are talking about the new trend of ICT training in Cameroon. And then there is something we mentioned about trend locally and then qualify globally. Of course, this topic is so enticing and a lot of people are so excited to hear about it. But I'm not just going to be going straight into that today. I will have to maybe talk about yourself. Let's get to know who you are before we can go into that.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Brian, a Cameroonian, and from the Boyo division in the northwest region of Cameroon. I can talk about myself in various ways, but I'm just going to limit that today in the aspect of professional aspect. So I am currently in the United States of America. I'm the CEO of Joint IT Solutions, an IT consultancy company specialized in training and bridging the gap, by helping individuals to start and develop a career in IT. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, a database consultant, and my background, from Cameroon, graduating high school as a carpenter, went to Douala, study computer hardware and software for some time. Then started working in Cameroon as an IT assistant before relocating to the US. And while in the US, I got back into IT. And why in IT, I see the opportunities, comparing them with the challenges that I encountered while working in Cameroon, and looking at all of these, it gave me a very solid foundation to be able to go back and give to our Cameroonian community. So now I don't only train or join IT, does not only train students that are based in the USA or Canada or Europe. We have actually brought our trainings at the doorsteps of everyone in Cameroon. So that's a little bit about me. I like teaching. I'm a community builder, belong in multiple organizations that are there to empower the community with a vision to build a solid IT community, in Cameroon. And this will go a long way to help, the country to effectively digitalize. So I'm very happy to be here, and I'll be talking more about myself as we dive into this program.
Wow, so exciting to hear that you wear so many hats at the same time, and of course, doing absolutely good with all the hats that you wear. And of course, being that kind of a person who is not just making money like people do, but you're also giving back to the community. That is so awesome. We will be talking more about Brian and how you are able to wear those hats that you wear at the same time and still do an amazing job. But before we go into that, most of our people who are watching today would like to know, we are talking about ICT, and whenever we hear of this ICT, it begins to drift our attention to a science background and some kind of computer knowledge. I'm saying this based on my personal experience because I used to feel that those who do ICT must have had a prior computer knowledge, a science background. What can you tell us about this kind of belief that we have been having for a very long period of time?
So I will basically say that it's not as if it's a bad thing to feel that way. People definitely have that belief because they lack information, right? They lack mentorship. You only believe what has been presented in front of you, right? If you don't have someone to give you a different perspective of that, then it's okay. And that is why we are coming up now to be able to help with educating people, right? So, IT is first of all a very broad field. Information and communication technology is very broad. And there are areas in IT that you can definitely start without a background as a science student, right? Now, IT, you have things like infrastructure, you have networking, you have the managerial aspect of IT, you have data management. So there are a lot of things that you can do. And the beauty here is you can start learning from scratch. You can start learning anything in IT from scratch because even the math, the science that they're telling you that you need to have knowledge before getting to IT, how did you start that? You started learning math from the basic one, two, three. So even in IT, now that you know the future is IT, nothing should limit you. I see people today who were art students and they're actually building applications because why? We have tools now in IT available to help you. IT has been well simplified where you can actually build an application now without even writing a code or trying to type a code, right? We have tools out there to help you. The only thing people need to understand is that mindset that I can do it, and there are tools and resources available for you to build on and able to do this.
Yeah.
So I think like people have come to understand that you really don't need a science degree to become an IT person, because we have break this down into various fields. If you're a science person, yes, there are areas in IT that could be very perfect. If you're a management student, there are areas in IT that could be very perfect, right?
Yeah.
So I think with the education that people are getting now, they are shifting from that traditional belief that you must have this in order to get into IT.
So what you are telling us today is that someone who is just graduating from maybe GHS downtown in Bamenda with a high school certificate in maybe economics, geography, or whatsoever can actually take up a career in IT.
Definitely, that increase, and that has been tested and proven, right? Like
Yeah.
me, I started IT. My background is in carpentry. I left high school as a carpenter. I did not have an email address before even getting
Wow.
into the IT training. I did not. I did not have a Facebook account. So as a carpenter, remember in those days when you go to the technical school, it's like you are one of those that did not pass in list A. So
Yes.
how did I transition? It is just from that experience that I've seen that, oh, I can help build the mentality of a lot of people back home now to understand that it must not be this. You can definitely do it regardless of your background, as long as you have the good mentorship, as long as you have a training institution that is there to guide you through that process. So anybody from any background can become an IT person. But you need to have that self determination. You need to have that mentorship. You need to have an institution that understands that you're coming in as an absolute beginner. Then from there, they can progressively train you to become anything. If you look at the trend here, there are a lot of people who are switching from nursing, not like switching, but they're adding IT in what they do, right? We have a lot of people with nursing background that are jumping into IT. Well, we have a lot of people in managerial background that are jumping into the Scrum Master part of IT. So
Yes.
you can do anything that you want to do in IT. Again, you need that mentorship. You need an institution that is there to actually train you from an absolute beginner, right? If you fall in the hands of the wrong people, then you'll just be like, I wasted my time, in this field. So that is why we want to sensitize people and make them understand that yes, you can definitely do this.
And of course, you can do this because you are a living testimony of that you have done it. It has been tested and proven. I want to believe that a lot of youths out there are ignorant, like it's lack of orientation, because almost everybody would like to pick up a job in IT. I mean, who does not want to sit at home and work from home, have a work, life balance and all those kind of stuff. But we believe that for you to be able to do, in short, just the I and the T already sounds a lot terrible. Like people, when you hear of information and technology, a lot of people start thinking of computers and sciences, and they forget that they can train you to do these things. And of course, if Sir Brian is talking today and being an example, it means that we can do it. Wow, this is absolutely interesting. And just like I said, this live show today is going to be so empowering because a lot of people are going to learn and put this into practice. Now, I'll be taking you to a question which I've been meaning to ask you. Like, it looks like recently, it looks like you have been having some projects. Now, just can you just enlighten us on some of the projects that your company is having back in Cameroon? Because, like you said, you are giving back to the community. You have been training in Cameroon and not just working in the US and also working back at home. Now, what are some of these things that you have been doing at home, and how can Cameroonians benefit from these your activities back in Cameroon?
All right, thank you so much for that question. So a little bit of what we are doing in Cameroon now is I'm going to limit that in the area of the training as well. So
Okay.
we are looking at training people from everywhere. We are bringing the ICT training to the doorsteps of everybody, right? And how can we do this? Just in the US, it's not possible to reach out to everybody in Cameroon and train them. So here we are trying to build partnerships with state universities where we can offer these trainings, right? We have already started. We have a partnership now with the University of Boya, the College of Technology. So this partnership is going on for a year. We are now training the third batch of database administrators, right? And with this, Chris, I'm very proud to say that the first batch that we graduated, we already have a student who has been hired in Cameroon as a database administrator. And guess what? This student is hired by an education institution as well. So this did not just end there. When this student got hired, and that institution understood that, oh, you took your training from somewhere. Where did you take this training? And that is how the institution now came after Join IT and be like, we have hired one of your students. We are so impressed with what he has started doing at work, right? How can you come, or what can you do to also give this training through our institutions? So there are a lot of these partnerships that are coming up, but our major partnership now with the College of Technology, University of Boya, where we are training people as database administrators. These are trainings that people used to travel from Cameroon to India, to go and learn. But now we have this training. You study at the comfort of your home, right? And at the end of this training, the College of Technology, UB, gives you a certificate to show that, oh, you have actually undergone this training in database administration. That is just one of it. But now, when you look at it, is it just database administration that is in IT? No. And database administration has a lot of other things that you can do. So we are expanding that to now incorporate data analysts. This is
Wow.
something that companies in Cameroon like as well. You know that data is the backbone of every company. And once you have that data, right, you have people that can analyze that data and tell you or advise you. Then from that analysis, you'll be able to make informed decisions for your company. There are a lot of companies that they have look like banks in Cameroon, credit unions, institutions. If you ask them today, how many customers do you have in this region? Can you give me a projected amount of income that can come from this region in the next 20 years? So we need people in Cameroon now to get into that mindset that data is that most valuable asset, where they can bring in database administrators to administer the data. They can bring in data analysts. They can bring in report writers to sit and look at their data and make projections to help them. So we are also bringing those certification trainings in the College of Technology and UB with our future partners as well. It does not just end there. The next thing now is when you train people, Chris, and they don't have a way to get jobs, it is challenging. So
Yeah.
join IT with our partners. We don't just want to train, we want to sensitize. One of the reasons why people don't have jobs in Cameroon first is because companies have not understood the way IT is structured, the way they should structure the IT department. That is why you see one man in a company that says an IT person. He does infrastructure work, he does
Yeah.
database administration, he does development, he does all of this. But now we need to educate companies that for you to have an effective and efficient IT department, this is how you need to split it up. You need this role base. That is how they call it. If you look at IT now, it's role based. A database administrator administers databases. A developer develops application. A data analyst analyzes data. A network guy sets up the network. A cyber security guy is there to secure the company's stuff. So we need to educate companies on this in Cameroon. That way, the people that we train now, they'll be able to go into this pool,
Wow.
train professionals and pick them. So with this, we are now looking at organizing, seminars where we invite these companies and educate them on how they can structure, educate them on some of the challenges that I, as a former IT employee in Cameroon, I faced when I was working there. So we understand all of this and we'll bring knowledge from Fortune 500 companies. Most people
Mhm.
you see at Joint IT instructors, they work for Fortune 500 companies in the US, right? And we
Yeah.
see how these things are structured. Why don't we go back and empower our community, starting with all of these trainings? With these trainings now, you start getting to companies who actually come now running behind these trained professionals that we have. Once we are done building this foundation, companies will come after these trained professionals. I want to also mention something, that Chris. A lot of people will ask me why or what is the guarantee that if I take a training in Cameroon, I will get a job. I always like to change back that question. What is the guarantee that when you graduate with a degree, you will get a job in Cameroon?
That is the question.
So
Yeah.
I tell them that what you need to do is it is better to be prepared
Mhm.
and wait for an opportunity to present itself rather than just sit. No knowledge is useless. especially in IT. When you learn something that you have skills, you can actually learn how to develop databases. Go out there and develop databases for companies, develop databases and sell them for people. So we are really trying to educate our Cameroonian community, as well as training people to be able to fit into these needs in companies.
Now, what I've been able, guys, when if you are watching this live show, you have any questions for the CEO of Joint IT Solution, drop the question and he will answer you. From what I've learned here, it shows that we have more job opportunities in Cameroon than there are supposed to be. The reason why we don't know about these job opportunities is because the companies themselves don't even know that these are people that they need. Like you go to a database, like in IT, you have one IT person working in a company. I've really experienced this, but I didn't know. It's actually today that I'm also learning. And again, there are people are not employed in this field. We have people who have that tendency of just going into say, let me do accounting, let me go and do management, because that is what everybody is doing. But actually, companies have positions for various IT professionals, but because of the fact that you don't even know that this is what you can do, the companies do not also know that this is what they need to recruit. And Join IT is actually doing a great job by not only training you, but also trying to, sensitize the companies. You are coming with a problem and a solution. You are telling the person that this is who you need to recruit and this is the person that you have to recruit. You need to recruit this person, and then they have already trained the person for you. They are not only coming to tell you that now this is the person that needs to be recruited, but I have trained the person that you need to be recruited. So I'm coming with a problem, I'm telling you a problem, and then handing over the solution to you. This is so wonderful. It's so amazing. Now, I have a question. What you guys are doing is spectacular because I have not heard of this. For example, I want to ask now, what really prompted you to go into partnerships with universities in Cameroon? Because I have not heard of this, like seriously. But when I discovered that you are here, because normally doing well in the US, I know, because being an institution of that sort in the US, you are doing a lot. I mean, you do well in everything. But having this idea to go back home and sign partnerships with institutions in Cameroon, like the University of Buya, there must have been something that drove you to do this. So, what really prompted you guys, and are you meeting the expectations?
Yeah, thank you. Again, meeting the expectations. Yes, we are meeting the expectations because this training, just in the University of Boya, when I went there to graduate the first set of students, based on what these students, the way they express themselves to the audience, guys, like it was really, really amazing. You could see that these are people who have skills ready to be deployed into companies to help them with their database needs. So that has really changed. Then also, are we meeting expectations? Yes. Most of these students are the students that come in with zero knowledge. First 2 weeks of class, I've seen students who could not even create a folder, and call them now, talk to them about database administration, see what they can do. Are we meeting expectations? Yes. The first batch of students we graduated 19. Some are already in the job market. Some are now applying for international jobs. They did not know that you could even apply for international jobs while in Cameroon. Some have worked on their resume and they are moving office by office. I've been receiving calls from some managers like, hey, this person is applying. For some reason, I know a lot of people in Cameroon as far as the banking sector is concerned. So two of my students have actually gone into companies and, with my name and Join IT, they reach out to me. I'm like, yes, these are things that we're doing. I'm like, encourage them. So as far as meeting expectations, yes. Testimony from the students. The first batch of students, we had 19. The second batch of students, 60 something. The third batch, same that amount. The fourth batch, we are looking at more. Because if you are not doing something good, this will not come in. These students have experienced a training that they have never seen before. Coming to a training and understanding the education system in Cameroon, they felt like they're just coming to, read, write an exam, pass, and get a certificate from UB at the end. No, you can see these students actually practicing hands-on skills in administering databases. So the expectations, we are meeting and we are exceeding expectations. Now, why did I take this training to Cameroon? For one reason, I'm a Cameroonian. And I mentioned also that I'm a community builder. We have trained over 1,000 people in the US, hundreds of them today working as DBAs. So I sat and I be like, why will I train someone here in the US? You are making this kind of money. And there are people in Cameroon who don't have this opportunity. What am I doing? Life is not all about money, it's about impacting people. So I'm like, how can I impact my community? I already started doing this not through the University of Boya, but a lot of students will not take this serious because it was basically on scholarship. When a student comes in, I see that you are serious, I understand the challenges. I'll tell them, hey, the Joint IT management team will give you a scholarship. But students did not really take that serious. So I look at a way to solidify that training. And thank God that the management of the College of Technology, these are people, these are technicians, these are people that really understand the need of ICT training. So when I got in contact with them, when we got in contact, we exchanged, ideas and decided, yeah, we can actually do this because there is already an ICT certification program in the College of Technology, University of Boya. They partner with Cisco, CompTIA, Microsoft, and they needed Microsoft certified trainers to be able to teach these Microsoft products. And I happen to be one of them. So we fitted so well, right? And now we are able to train. And we don't just train at Join IT. Once we started the training in UB, we actually had meetings with the management of UB on what we can do to be able to make University of Boya that one institution that will be outstanding, that will be like a school here in the US where a student can actually go online, register for classes, pay for tuition without necessarily driving to Boya, where a student can sit at home, request their transcript without driving to Boya, where people can attend classes online. This is how IT is going now. In IT now, you definitely don't need to go and sit in the four walls of a room to learn. So a university that has an ICT education center in there should make it possible for students to be able to attend classes at the comfort of their home. So we are working with the University of Boya to see how we can really make this possible so that the UB that we know should actually be at the top of education in Cameroon. So a lot of things just touched me, when I felt like, oh, you know what, let's give back to our community. And I did not just end there. I've tried a couple of universities and I am still trying to see what can we do to really make Cameroon the place we want it to be. There are a lot of opportunities in Cameroon, but we just need people with that positive mindset, people that are really there to help the country itself. And that is the direction where I'm coming, right? When you train somebody, you give that person the tools and the energy to be able to go a step ahead. So that is what motivates me. Giving back to my community and preparing a place for retirement. Of course, Chris, I don't want to stay here forever.
Nobody wants to.
I don't want to stay forever. I want to be in that position where just going to Cameroon to graduate students, spend a month, spend 2 months. Why not go stay there? It is my country. I
Your
love
home,
it.
yeah.
I want to go back. So that's what motivated me and the Join IT team in general, because it's not about me, it is the
It's about
team, Join IT, a team of dynamic, young, vibrant IT professionals that we have stick together for over 7 years, and we are still together doing greater things, doing bigger things, and that is it.
kudos to the team. Like recently, I talking about community development, talking about all the stuff. I recently saw you and your team donating computers to students in Cameroon, laptops. We are donating laptops, I think, to university students and also to secondary school students. Do you go down to like secondary schools in Cameroon to sensitize those who just like graduating from high school to let them know, okay, good, this is the path that you can be able to take? Because I know that Cameroon has been lacking as far as ICT is concerned. And when I saw that the stuff you were doing, I felt like maybe you also get to sensitize high school students to know that this is the path that they're going to take after high school. Is that something that you guys are also doing?
Yes, that's definitely something that we're doing. And as I mentioned, lack of information in Cameroon, where does it start? From before those students even graduate high school. Before the students graduate high school, what are they supposed to go do in the university, right? So those are some of the things that we look at. So we want to sensitize students before they even get to high school. We want to go from 3, from 4 students. We want them to understand that these are the things at your disposal. Let's get off that traditional mindset in Cameroon that after high school, write a concours, go so the government should employ you. After high school, just go to Boya and do a degree in law. We want to make them understand that there are opportunities there that will open doors for you, not just locally, but internationally. And IT is one of those, right? And what
Yeah.
can they do in IT? Because by the time they are graduating, they're already scared that, oh, I did not have math. I did not have any science subject. I cannot go into IT. That is why a lot of them shift now and they're doing things that they don't really like because they did not get that orientation from the onset. Our last visit in Cameroon, I think I visited about 3 schools in the southwest region where we did not just talk to them, we gave back, uh, providing them computers where they can actually learn, encourage the principals to put those laptops in the computer room, even have students go there. We gave out some scholarships as well. But all we are doing is informing our people. So they will not grow up with this mindset we had that if I don't have a degree in science, I cannot do IT, right? That is the same thing. I had that same feeling because I did not have that orientation. So in Cameroon, orientation is the key. Orientation is the key.
Wow, that is interesting. You are not only training them, you are facilitating the training, you are giving them those things that they need to be able to go through that. Now, before I take any other question I have for you, let us get this question from, I think there's a question here. Say, please, okay, between cyber security and database, which of these fuel sells better? I don't know whether this is the question I wanted to ask, but if you can answer this one, because I saw a question that I wanted to highlight.
Okay, so definitely, like I've mentioned, IT has a lot of disciplines, right? Can you have a company that does not have databases to administer? No. Can you have a company that does not need someone to secure that company? No. Right? So all of these fields are important. What you should be worried about, or what should be your point of focus is, what do you like to do? What do you like to do? Go back and look at yourself, right? Let me just give a practical example. Let me talk about database administration. If I am an accountant today, what am I doing? Accountants, you're working with data, right? All these figures, amounts, numbers, all of that is data. So if I'm thinking now that let me get into IT, what am I going to be thinking about? Accountants, I deal with data all the time, right? It means that, oh, I can do database administration because database administration is just gathering and administering this data, all these figures that come in, right? That is a very possible route. It means you already have some fundamental knowledge when it comes to data when you're an accountant. The next thing as an accountant, what can I do in IT? Oh, as an accountant, I normally all the companies put in all these profit and loss accounts, the balance sheet and everything. I see all these income and expenses that come in. If I want to go into IT, what can I do that I have a little bit of background? Oh, I can become a data analyst because now you are not just the one writing or putting in the income and expense statement and everything. As a data analyst now, you can actually go look at that income and expense statement and you help the company now to make informed decisions. So you already have a starting point in IT, regardless of what you do. Now, a security person, right? I'm a security guy. I like security because I did law in school. I've understood that in law, it is all about principles that you need to follow, right? You need to follow these principles. There are these codes of conduct that you need to go. That is security. If you are talking, like when you have that general knowledge that, okay, I'm trying to secure this thing, I'm trying to defend my client, I don't want something to happen to my client. That is a very fundamental knowledge that you need to understand that, okay, if I'm a cyber security person today, I'm trying that hackers should not get in. It's like you are there to defend your company. So you already have some knowledge. Now, what you need is an institution that can transition that your mindset, that legal mindset, from sitting in the court to sitting on a computer and securing and defending that company's infrastructure. Now, you are a secretary and you feel like I need to get into IT. As a secretary, what do? You try to coordinate everything within the office, talk to accountants, talk to managers, talk to all of these people. Within IT, there is that position as well. Talk about scrum masters, talk about IT project managers. So you play that role of being like a coordinator to group all of these, and that is the managerial aspect of IT. So we all focus more on that background that you have and how can you build on it, right? So that is the way I look at it, and we are able to take you from an absolute beginner to an IT professional in 6 months. This is doable, right? So
Wow.
don't focus more on which one will give you more jobs. Anything in IT that you do, you get a
You
job,
should
and
do.
you can work locally and internationally as well.
Now we have a couple of people asking at the comment section whether you are able to extend to other universities in Cameroon. Like I have people commenting from the University of Bamenda and the University of Yaoundé. Are you able to extend? Do you have any plans to extend your trainings to those universities in the nearest future?
Definitely, and we are working in that direction. So if you, the goal is giving back. If any of these institutions as well, if you're listening to us and you have contacts that you can tell that, oh, I listened to this person from Join IT talking about partnering and teaching people in Cameroon, just sell that out, right? Sell that out. We'll be more than happy to help. Even if it means coming in as Join IT, just to take in that university, just to teach a fundamental course like this kind of informational course that will guide the students on what they can do. I am more than happy to do that. I will not mind leaving the US here to go to Cameroon and spend a week to have a class with students. That is what makes me happy. That is what Join IT looks at. That is fulfilling to us. We want to create that impact. So if you have contacts, reach out. Even companies, if you're here working in a company and you feel like you need some specialized training, you need someone to come and look at your IT environment, educate you on how you can arrange things. We are always there available 24/7. Reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to do that. I have a team ready to help anyone in Cameroon, being it companies, other universities, and everything, because that zeal to give back is burning us. And we are very happy, first, with our pioneer partner, the College of Technology, which now I think things are just going so smoothly because uh, the director now is the DVC in charge of technology. The director
Wow.
that brought us into the University of Boya to teach, he has seen the importance of this training, Professor Sone, and today he's next to the Vice Chancellor. So anything about IT as the vision we have to make UB a better place through the former director, I believe that we have a very solid ground. And as UB is going, that is how other universities will be picking it. So there's a lot in stock that we can bring on the table.
And as you have heard, watching this video, you can also be able to sell Join IT to your institution, now, so that they should be aware that this is what they need, because a lot of institutions actually need this but they don't know. So being part of this program, I saw another person say that her student needs this lesson. It is your place to be able to to get this work by getting to Join IT or getting to your institution to let them know that this is what is needed. Now, getting to this question, now I want to ask you, what really make, because you have been, I think you have already answered part of this question, but I would like to still ask it for clarity. What makes Join IT so outstanding? Why are you guys so outstanding? Because I see a lot has been going on and I'm like trying to know what is it that is so outstanding that we don't know.
Okay, before I answer that, what is outstanding about Join IT? I want to go back to, I saw a question in the comment. Those who are not in any university. So some people feel like you must be enrolled in any university before you take our courses, right? That is actually not the case. At least it works both ways. You can be a university student and you enroll in a certification training. That is fine. Even if you are not currently a student in UB, you can become a student in UB by enrolling in our class, by enrolling the database administration training. All you need to do is apply. Right now, you'll be a student in the College of Technology. The certification program in the College of Technology is open to everyone because that is how you get into the university. Don't feel like you must be enrolled in UB before you get into the trainings that we offer. You can be enrolled in UB through the trainings, because when you go into our training, then You feel the same from B in UB. When you're done, your name goes down as a graduate from the College of Technology for this certification training. So you must not be. You can attend this from Bamenda, from Yaoundé, from anywhere. Now, what makes Join IT outstanding? The only thing I would say, Chris, is that positive mindset to give back to the community. That is it. And the caliber of instructors that we have.
Wow.
We have people with a common goal. We have people with a mindset of giving to the community, not the mindset of making money out of people. There are other training institutions out there that they just feel like, oh, come and pay me 1,000, I will teach you. And after 3 weeks, they are gone. They don't even care if you have had a job or not. So Join IT has been consistent because we are able to keep our students together. We are building that IT community. So we are not just a training institution, we are a community. Because even after you are training at Join IT, we don't issue a certificate and say that, oh, go. No, we issue you a certificate, we still bring you in, we help you for interview preparation, we make sure you still attend our Monday webinars just to stay relevant with the knowledge you have gathered. We make sure we are still there to encourage and mentor you. When you have an interview, we are still there to guide you. When you have a job, we are there to give you on the job support. So there are a lot of things that we do, some little things that other companies will not do. It's just like you graduate from high school, let me say GTHS Bamenda, you are gone. No instructor there will come back to ask you that, oh, after your graduation, what are you doing? No. But in Join IT is completely different. We keep all our students. We always say that you will be the one to depart from Join IT, but Join IT will never depart from you. We are there to help everybody.
Wow. You will be the one to depart from Join IT. Join IT will never depart from you. You can hear that you will leave Join IT, but Join IT will never leave you. We
Yeah.
are talking about a couple of trainings that you guys have been doing back in Cameroon, empowering the community, giving back to the community, in training people and all that. Now, do you also have a team of workers in Cameroon? Like, do you recruit from Cameroon, or all the things you are being done, or they're being done from the US? Because I'm talking about US specifically because I know that your staff, most of your staff that I know is based in the United States. But do you also recruit staff from Cameroon who assist with either the interview preparation, trainings, and all that?
Right. So in Cameroon, we are setting up an office, right? And we are also trying to change the dynamics in that area. I currently have a training coordinator in Cameroon, who one of my students, Prof. Robert. This guy is a bulldozer. Let me put it that way. The positive mindset, his ability to transfer knowledge is outstanding. So he is our training coordinator, more of a manager in Cameroon. He left Turkey, went back to Cameroon just to fully establish Join IT back home.
Oh,
And what we are doing now is we are building a certification center. Again, you don't just want to train students and push them out there and they don't have a way forward. When we train you, we want to make sure you write a certification that is internationally recognized, like the Microsoft certification for a database administrator, Scrum Master certification, and everything. In Cameroon, we really don't have some of these locations, right? That will
yeah.
be like American standard. So we are setting up a joint IT office there that will have a certification center so that when we train you, you go and you take your certification. You sit in a comfortable place, a nice place, and you take your certification. So we have a location in Cameroon and we are looking at building on that, right? Look at now, we already have two students in Cameroon that are working as DBAs. They need that support. So we are building a solid team in Cameroon, but we don't really have to be on ground because I connect with students in Cameroon all the time, same as we are talking like this. That is the IT you're talking about. Students in Cameroon don't need to go to the office to be trained. But what we are doing is that we want to have a team on ground that if we need to come and deliver training to companies on site, we can go and do that. If you want to go and do an in-class teaching, we can go and do that. And also, we are expanding this not just to teach 6 month certification program. We are expanding this by reaching out to universities where they can include at least 2 topics or 2 subjects in IT that we can teach at the degree level. We'll bring in the mindset of people from Fortune 500 companies, Microsoft certified trainers, and we'll start training students from the degree level. So by the time they're done with their degree, they can go back now and specialize in a specific field in IT. So we are not just going to be training these. We are working with universities where they can give hours. They can give us hours. Join IT. Like let's say, let's start with teaching computer fundamentals. You are first year in the university to level 200. Whoever teaches you computer fundamentals have a way to impact your life in IT. So those are the kind of fundamental courses that I want to reach out to the universities to come and teach these students, make them understand exactly what is IT,
Yeah,
what they can get into at a degree level.
very important. Yeah.
Right.
Now, I want to take you to. I know when we started this interview, there is a point we talked about. We talked about having to create awareness because you are supposed to meet companies in Cameroon to create awareness that look, these are things that you need. These are people. These are positions that you need to fill. Because you're actually training people in these departments, and you need these companies to be aware that they are for. If I mean, for a high productivity, they need to be able to recruit people in these departments. I know that this is a tough job. Do you have a team that is going to move to all the schools? Because I know that there is no way you can be doing this online. Like I recently saw you in Cameroon with some of your team members, in some of the high schools and doing this stuff. Do you have a team that is able to? Cameroon is a large country. We're talking about 10 regions in Cameroon. We are talking about a lot of schools. We are talking about a lot of companies. There's going to be an awareness created in these companies. There's going to be an awareness created in these higher institutes of learning. There's going to be an awareness created in these high schools where students are still being graduated into the job market, into the training field. Do you plan to have a team that is going to move around and do this, or how do you plan to do this work by yourself?
Right. Definitely, Chris. It's not a me doing it by myself, right? Of
Mm.
course, there is a team, and we keep building on that team. We keep building on that team. Like we have some internal positions at Join IT that we just posted. We want to go back and hire the students that we have trained so we can start building that solid team in IT where we can push them to go and consult for companies to also be able to train others. So we are gradually building that team. And like I mentioned, our team here in the US, all of us, we are looking for a way where we can go spend time in
Go
Cameroon. I
back,
don't want to
go
be I
home.
don't want to be here like I'm it feels like I'm stuck.
that's
I want to
that's
go
my
back
best
home.
time, going back home.
Yeah, I want to go back home and travel, go to Ngeremunduka, go and talk to people, travel, go to Abo Boyo, go talk to people, I that is what I like to do. So it does not even matter to me as long as things materialize. Believe me, a lot of my instructors here, there are people willing to be going back home, teaching, coming, and we are building a team in Cameroon. We just started. It's just been 1 year with our partnership with UB. October will be 1 year, but the impact has already been so huge. So in the next 2 years, the dynamics are going to change. Right.
I particularly like this idea of going back home. Anything that it concerns going back home takes, like I used to say, people being out in Africa is the best thing that can ever happen to somebody. People feel that being in America or being in Europe is the best thing. No, it's not the best. The best is actually being in Africa. Now, this will take me to the next question that I would like to ask you, because you talked about training locally and then qualifying globally. And this is actually like making your own abroad in Africa. This question, I'm particularly interested in this question because I would like to make my own abroad in Africa. So what is this slogan all about? Training locally and qualifying globally.
Oh, thank you. So actually, that is a motto for the College of Technology. That is one of
Oh,
the
wow.
things that really captured my attention. When I looked at that logo, I saw that motto: train locally and qualify globally. What do we mean? Like I have mentioned, IT is a thing for all. The world now is a global village. The same training I take here in the US, working as a database administrator, what if you take this same training in Cameroon, you should still be able to work in Cameroon because IT is general. Logging into a computer in the US is the same as logging into a computer in Cameroon. So it does not matter where you take your training. It does not matter where you take your training. You should still be able to work as an IT professional anywhere you find yourself. So if you train in Cameroon, Chris, and you are traveling in the US, the training that you've taken in Cameroon will still imply or will still apply here in the US, right? And this has already been tested and proven. I have a young guy, Boris, who left Cameroon, I think was 12 months ago. He started this training, got an opportunity to travel to the US, and within 12 months in the US, this boy is already making 6 figures. That is a practical example. He's living the motto of the College of Technology. He was trained locally, then he qualified because he got here and is able to work. Now,
Wow.
even sitting in Cameroon, I have students that I trained before my partnership with UB, where they got hired by international company. I'm going to call some names. I have Ngong McDonough. This was the chemistry teacher in Cameroon. That boy was trained in Cameroon. He got hired by a US-based company and sponsored to go and work in as an IT professional somewhere. So his training was locally, but he qualified globally. So it just feels like Join IT fits into that slogan of the College of Technology, and that is exactly what we are doing. So in IT, you can have remote jobs. You can be in Cameroon and get hired by a company here. But now, you might not have this idea. You might not know. That is why you're not even applying. So by the time you're trained by an institution like Join IT and they tell you that, oh, let us help you on your resume, go build a LinkedIn profile, build a profile in Indeed, start applying for these international jobs. That is how an opportunity can come your way because you now have the information and you see that there is a possibility. So training locally and qualifying globally, that slogan has been tested and proven, and anyone in Cameroon should just think of that, then get into IT.
And before you answer this question, Brian, let me ask you another question. So does it mean that someone who trains in Cameroon and someone who trains in US have the same certificate? Do they write the same exams and have the same certification?
Definitely. Like IT is global, right? You look
Wow.
at it this way. If you are a database administrator today, right, a SQL Server database administrator, SQL Server is a product that is owned by Microsoft. Microsoft is a company that certifies you as a certified SQL Server database administrator. That exam is one. It does not matter where you take your training. Once you write that exam and pass, that is an internationally recognized certificate. Just like Cisco. Cisco is an academy. They are focused, in networking. If I take a Cisco training in the College of Technology and I write my Cisco certification, that is it. I pass. So that certificate, if you come to the US, it still applies. If you go anywhere, because Cisco configuration of routers in Cameroon is not different from Britain, is not different from the US. So that is a unique something, right? But now, if you train in the College of Technology and you just have but the end of course certificate, does it mean that the end of course certificate is recognized internationally? No. You need to write the international recognized certification for that training that you have taken. For DBAs now, we are giving them the certificate for administering relational databases in Azure. After your training, you write, you pass, you have that in your hands. You go anywhere in Cameroon, that is an international certificate. And for you to pass that certificate, Microsoft says that you need to have at least 2 years of hands-on experience. So for us to teach you in 6 months, all the practical things that we teach you, and you are able to write and pass that certificate, then you can tell yourself that you have an experience of someone who has been working in this field for
For
two
two
years.
years. Wow, that's interesting.
Right.
Quite interesting. I see a lot of people regretting that they wish they had known about this opportunity before going into university, but I don't think it's late because you can still be able to do that. And a question, I don't know if you answer this question. Someone asks, are those now asking about so those who are not in any university in Cameroon, how can they get your training?
So like I answered that earlier, but it's
Okay.
very simple. You don't have to be a university student. Like right now, we offer trainings through the University of Boya, right? And you can be in the University of Bamenda and you enroll in that training in the University of Boya. It is still an online training, and we have structured it in such a way that it will not impact you in any way. You go to school during the day. These trainings are offered early hours of the morning. So even people that are working, you can take this training. If you are going to school, more 8 to 5, you can still take this training because our trainings are offered between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. in the morning. That is when we have seen that internet is not an issue and everything. And besides, we try to push us Cameroonians to get off this lazy attitude where you feel that you need to sleep all night. An example for me is when I got to the US, I had two jobs. So I barely had 4 or 6 hours of sleep,
That is
right?
it.
But that also a purpose. Now I can decide to sleep the entire week. I sacrifice that time. So people should be able to sacrifice 3 hours of their sleep 3 days a week for this training because it can keep them 5 years ahead of any person. So you can attend, go online to joinitsolutions.com, apply. They'll send you the registration modalities, how you can apply for this training, pay your tuition, then you'll be attending school. You are only required in UB the day of graduation. That is the only time that we're required to have you on campus, the day of graduation, right? Everything else is online. And this will not impact you. It does not matter if you're in University of Bamenda. You can take this as a secondary training to your schoolwork. We have a lot of students who are university students. As they are going to school during the day, very early in the morning, they are attending our trainings. And the training is also helping them in their schoolwork. So,
And this training is done online.
online, you don't need to
Okay.
move to UB. All you need is a computer and you need internet to be able to log in, see it, and we also record our classes. If we are teaching today and there's no electricity in Bamenda, in the next morning, you definitely have that video to be able to download it and watch it. We have made it very simple and affordable to everyone in Cameroon. This same training, as I'm telling you, Chris, in the US, you tell people pay between $3,000 to $4,000 for the institution that I know to take
Yes,
this training.
I know that.
In Cameroon, we are actually doing like it's a giveaway, it's a way of giving back. We know that it's not easy, but this training in Cameroon is like 95% discounted, because we want to give back. The fee for now, this first year, we started this at 310,000, and we give you the option to pay in 2 installments, right? But subsequently, it's going to increase because as they have seen the value, this is what is happening. So people should take advantage. I'm just going to use the opportunity to say that our next training registration is ongoing, right? Registration is ongoing, and I'm going to comment here with the modalities, the link to apply, and you
Yeah.
can also just go online, on our Facebook page, Join IT. You'll see that there's a lot of information there.
Okay, I think that answers the question. Then Eric is asking, what does it take to undergo the training, the cost, which you just answered. Of course, 310,000. Like, can somebody sit in? I'm asking for a neighbor, for a friend. Can somebody sit in the US and do the training in Cameroon? Since it's
Oh,
done online.
that's unfortunate. If you're in the US, what you do is go through the US because we have the fees divided separately, right? The
Yeah.
US is 3,000. I think those in Dubai, I think theirs is $1,500. Those in Europe, because we look at the economy as well and try to
Yes.
see in such a way that it will not be a burden on people. Like I said, it's a way of giving back. Yes.
I know that I paid Scrum for $3,000 in the US, and that was not up to, it was just for a period of 3 months to study Scrum and $3,000. So I understand it is not like giving in Cameroon for 310,000 is a giveaway. It's
Oh yeah.
just completely a giveaway. I mean, this is already 9 p.m. We are going to be taking maybe one or two questions, and we ask about the pathway to becoming a student at Join IT. I mean, you said that you are going to put a link which people are going to follow if they want to become a student at Join IT. I think that one is already answered. Let's see. We have some questions. Say, how can we get the textbooks back home, or we get information online? Do we like? Is it part of like going to be part of the link which you are going to be dropping? So
So
please.
normally, we provide you the textbooks, the study links, everything for this training. All you need to come is have your computer and internet. Textbooks, the applications that we are using, we provide them to you. And you can also just go online to joinit.com, and you can also just see the videos. 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 You can also right? So people don't need to worry about that. The link that I'm gonna drop is just the application link, right? It's just the application link. Uh, I should drop that in just a minute. Creates the application link. I don't know if Robert or Elvis or Clevis, if anyone is there, you can drop that. Alan, Barbara, I know there are a lot of Join IT people here. Maybe you drop the application link for the training.
Yeah, and I think Christabel, you will have your answer once the application link is dropped because you're asking how one can enroll for the training. So, I mean, with the application link, you are going to have all the information that you need to be able to become a student at Join IT. They say, okay, Emilia said, I'm really satisfied with this program. I've never had this opportunity. We are so glad to hear that you have had the opportunity today. I mean, you will take the news, share it to other people. When you drop the link, I have the last question for you. I mean, it's not like a question. I know that we have actually talked, we have touched everything. It was like a class, 1 hour. We had something like a class and a lot of people. I know that at the end of the day, you will still be able to maybe help answer some of the questions because the video will remain on our page. You can come to the comment section and you help to answer some of the questions. But right now, I want to ask you, do you have any last words for our viewers today or any advice?
What I will say is that everyone in Cameroon, be confident, be pushful, believe in yourself. Don't let the challenges that we are facing now disturb you. Don't let these challenges discourage you from, empowering yourself. Empower yourself with some of this IT knowledge, things that can give you opportunities everywhere you go. I know a lot of people are looking for opportunities to travel out. It's a great opportunity for you to start this training in Cameroon, even if your mindset is to travel out. A lot of people are looking for skills to be able to apply for companies. Take these trainings, right? Try to get off the traditional way of education in Cameroon and engage in trainings that will give you hands-on knowledge. I was talking to someone yesterday. This is one of my very good friends. I told this person, I asked, what are your next plans? I know you have a degree and maybe you have a job. You told me that you are not very comfortable with this pay. So I'm like, what is your next plan? The person told me that I want to go back to school and do a master's. And I asked this
Mm,
person, what difference does it make? You have a degree and you're saying that the pay is not good. You want to go back to school and do a master's. Have you seen anyone with a master's in the field that you're doing that makes more better than you do? Same in Cameroon. So I was like, that is not a good plan of action, right? So I was trying to encourage this person that yes, even with your degree, look at things, opportunities that can help you anywhere you find yourself. If you want to go back for a master's, go for a master's like something you're doing it for fun, but
mhm.
build that career. Already have a foundation. If you graduated as uh whatsoever you graduated, your degree, engage in a training that will give you hands-on knowledge, technical aspect, technical stuff that you do. 6 months will help shape your mind. And by the time you already have your mind shaped, you can decide to go back to school and do anything. I will not lie to you all. It's now that I'm still grounding up with my education. When I got here, I had a degree, right? Then I did
Yeah.
not bother because I did that. I had my certification. I started working now for 5 years, and it's now that I'm back in school. I'm going to school now because I just want that academic accreditation, not
Yeah.
because I really need that,
Not for money again or
not
anything.
for money
Just
again.
yeah.
My 6 months training gave me the skills that I needed to be making what I'm making now, and I'm very comfortable. It has happened with others. So if you're in Cameroon, engage in this IT training. It must not be join IT, but look for institutions that they understand you coming as an absolute beginner. Get yourself a mentor. We are available to help you 24/7. Right.
Interesting. I will let you go, but there is a question that just popped in. I made it was a blunder. We don't only have Cameroonians here. We have a Liberian who has just sent me an inbox message because we're having people from watching from Nigeria, Kenya, Liberia, watching from South Africa, a lot of countries in Africa. They are asking if they have to enroll from their country since it is online. Do you have a special price for them too? like
Right.
other countries in Africa?
So in Africa, we have actually discounted this, right? And students in Africa now, if you are not in Cameroon, you can join our general training in Africa, right? The fees are going to be announced. If you look at our application form, I don't just know off head, but it's relatively cheap. It should be almost the same like those in Cameroon. But yes, you can attend from anywhere. Just go online to joinitsolutions.com. The application form actually asks you, are you from Cameroon? No. If you're not from Cameroon, it takes you to the route where you fill now the application form based on where you are located. Then you get all the information.
Okay, and we're ending the day. Or express said that wow, I was about doing that same mistake. So it was about going in for masters in the name of securing a better job, but I think I will now go in for something more valuable before going back to school. That is the point, and that is what is a take-home message. Of course, Brian, thank you so much for educating people today. Thank you so much for empowering the community. Thank you for giving back to the people. Thank you, and thank you for we are thanking you and asking you to take this thank you to your Joy IT team.
Outstanding. It's my pleasure. Thank you all for listening. Comment in the Facebook. I'll be there now to just respond directly to your messages. It's so wonderful being with you all. I'm looking forward to all of this. Thank you so much, Chris, for this wonderful initiative. I believe this message will go a long way, and that is your own way empowering our people in Cameroon. If you did not bring out something like this, a lot of people will not have been aware of this information. So you're actually feeding in the joint IT vision to orientate people. Orientation is just sharing information. So you're taking this information to your people. You're doing an outstanding job, and I want to say, keep on doing that. You called me at no cost and you told me this. And one thing I want to do, Chris, I know how you run this. So just tell me, I will do a giveaway at this time. Basically, it should be Momo, right? So you
Okay.
you you make the call. We'll look at the comment. I don't know your criteria, but let's say we have 5 people to do giveaway. Who are those people? Is it based on their comments? Is it based on their shares? So just let me know. Then we'll do a giveaway, 5 people of 10K, at least just so they can have data, buy data for 10K, go online and research, right? So I'm going to put that in your
Okay.
hands, Chris. Just let me know. Then you allocate those funds today for their
Hi
data.
guys, did you just hear that giveaway of 10K? That is IT money speaking. So 10 people giveaway of 10K. Please don't inbox me. We'll choose at the comment section because I'll say it like that. Some people start to inbox. We'll go to the comment section. We'll choose the best people for the live broadcast today and we'll do the 10K giveaway for you. Brian, thank you so much. We are looking forward to having maybe follow-up sessions with you as far as this is concerned to make sure that our people back home are constantly being informed. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
But thank you so much, guys, for being part of the live broadcast today. Like we did say, we are going to be getting some of you for a giveaway at the end of this live broadcast. Of course, my name is Daddy Chris. I'll be seeing you again next week. We always come up every weekend. It's on Sunday, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's 8 p.m. Cameroon time. And I'll be so happy to see you once again. Bless you. And then I'll be shutting down the computers now and seeing you next week as promised. Stay tuned.